Hello viewers, Will Underwood here from Gambling Insider. As you can see, we're here at our lovely booth in Lisbon and I'm here with Aviv Sher, Codere CEO. So one of the reasons you're here, Aviv, is because earlier you were running a LATAM Leaders panel. Could you just give us a brief overview and reflect on how that went for you?
Yes, sure. So we had a short Leaders panel. We discussed several issues, a little bit about regulation around the LATAM markets. We were asked where would we put our money if we had an extra $100. From Codere point of view, I answered that we would invest it probably in Mexico, most of it, and then on the other smaller markets for us, whether it's Panama, Argentina, and Colombia. We also talked a little bit about the M&A framework around LATAM and what we think we will be, how the future will look. I commented that for small companies, as the regulation move forward and the restrictions are harder and margins are getting lower, probably we will see more and more consolidation in the market. So obviously more companies will be bought. We had on the panel the guy from Gonzalo from Apuesta Total that was recently bought by Sirsa. So I think we will see more and more acquisitions in that line, that the big players are coming into local markets, acquiring local players in order to have a local presence. And eventually at the end we were asked from the audience around affiliate marketing. I commented that I think the harder the regulation, the lower the affiliate penetration, because the brands will play a stronger position and Google appreciate more now brands than affiliates. And I commented that our investment into the affiliate marketing is not as high as it used to be in the past. I think this summarizes more or less the panel, the leaders panel that we've done.
It was interesting we talk about a lot of, obviously, Spanish-speaking markets in Latin America. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about your sort of, your recent results. You had your highest ever GGR, I believe, in Q2 2024. So I was just wanting to ask you what you felt that Codere's sort of key differentiators have been over the course of this year in terms of, you know, some success in that area.
Yes, I think as I commented in the past, and I continue to say the same, we focused our efforts in the two main markets, Mexico and Spain. Mexico only recently passed Spain in terms of revenues. The Mexican market is growing rapidly. The currency exchange in Mexico that it's dropping, but we believe it's a momentarily drop because of the elections there and the macro environment in the United States. We continue to believe in this market and to continue to make investments. I think the focus gave us some advantages. Our local presence gives us continuous advantages both in Spain and Mexico. So I think all those things eventually resulted in a very strong quarter. Also looking forward into the World Cup and Copa America, that gives us a little bit of a tailwind.
I suppose being your home market being Spain, was investing in Mexico sort of a no-brainer for Codere, I suppose, when you look back in your first forays into that market? And I think also something I wanted to ask you as an extension of that is, where do you feel that the Mexican market fits in with the wider Latin American landscape? Because obviously a lot of people are talking about Brazil right now. It's soon to be regulated, so it's hard to tell. But in terms of Mexico, how do you think that market fits in with the rest of Latin America?
Well, I still think, first of all, I congratulate everyone that goes to Brazil. It means they don't go to Mexico. So I think in general, Mexico will continue to grow. Caliente is heavily invested there and building the market for us. We are following their lead and also making heavy investments. Now Betano and Bet365 are coming into the market. So I don't think it will be a crowded market with a lot of big players. The big players now are preparing themselves to go into Brazil. Within the whole Latin America, if we can call Mexico Latin America, since it's more Central America, I think Mexico will continue its growth. and we definitely will continue to be an important player there, striving to be number 2, number 3 after Caliente, huge market share. I think our local investments into sponsorship with Rayados de Monterrey proven itself. We see growth in the area, and of course all the investments happening in the US also support Mexico. Mexico and the US, they have a lot of synergies between them, so we think those investments eventually and the ability to educate the market following what's happening in the United States will become more and more easier for the consumer. So for me, I think Mexico is still the most important market in LATAM, and we will continue to invest there.
And I suppose something that's obviously very noticeable about Latin America, and I mean it's similar in Europe as well, but it's a largely sort of sports betting obsessed culture, and football obsessed, of course. So with regard to Mexico in comparison to Spain, how do you kind of differentiate your sort of product offerings when we talk about stuff like sports betting?
Well, in terms of sport betting, in Mexico we were able to launch a few, I think, product differentials, starting with Bet Builder Live, and we are looking to enhance the sport product more in the next Q. We have something, I think, a little bit different, not a big thing, but will give us a little bit different approach to the Mexican market. We are working very hard on giving the best customer service and able to talk Mexican to our players and give them the correct offering, events, experiences, and so on. And we are working very hard and now under new management with the retail part. So we can give a complete experience and entertainment to our customers coming into a casino, stepping out from the casino, taking their entertainment into a retail shop, and when they go home to continue the same entertainment and the same level of entertainment and experience when they are at home. And on the side, we try to co-brand ourselves with Rayados and give a good experience to locally in Monterrey to our customers over there.
I suppose something that, sort of focusing back on LATAM, something that we've sort of noticed with the already regulated market of Chile is that they're having some more tighter restrictions on stuff like advertising. And then it was announced as well with Brazil's, one of their announcements was that they were going to be having tighter restrictions around promotional bets. All this kind of suggests maybe tighter regulation around responsible gaming. Do you think that that may be something that's going to start filtering into the Mexican market in a similar way with promotional bets, advertising, that kind of thing moving forward?
I have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed from the new regulations and their approach. I spoke about it in the panel as well. Over-regulation is killing the market quickly. And those markets that didn't even open, starting over-regulating and limiting the brands with, let's say, no good reason at this moment, is not a good approach to open the market. We want the customers to get used to playing on a regulated brands, in a regulated environment, when the government can regulate it and see that there is no black market and can control gambling problems and so on. And putting so many restrictions as the market opens will push the players to go and play where they have no restrictions. So on one side they are over-regulating, on the other side they are not enforcing or putting sanctions on illegal gambling. So I don't think it's the right approach. The approach should be talking constantly with us, with the brands, and building a regulatory framework where everybody wins. The government wins the taxes, we win the money, and we are able to operate and keep safe the players and able to regulate it actually. And if you are over-regulating, you are just pushing the players to go to the black market. And this is something that everyone wants to avoid, including the brands. Okay.
And so just to round out my last question, focusing back on your home market of Spain. This is more of a general question, really, but we're moving towards the end of the year now, kind of, end of Q3, moving into Q4. Have we got any sort of exciting plans for Code Air moving forwards for the last little stretch of the year? Anything you can reveal to us now?
Well, Q3 we had the Copa America and the World Cup. Was a very exciting summer for us. Usually it's a boring time, but this summer was a little bit more interesting. Going into Q4, I think this is a crucial Q for Codere. We are preparing a new campaign and preparing new product features. We have high expectation and we gave the market also high expectations. So in terms of revenue, we'll start chasing the revenues that we promised. I think we will deliver, but Q4 will be challenging. If we will finish it as expected, I think 2025 will have very good expectations for us, and it's all about how we finish the Q4. So I'm motivating the employees toward the Q4. We have 3 full months to work until Christmas, and hopefully we can deliver. So I'm excited about the last quarter. I think it will say how we will perform in 2025, and we continue to deliver upon the investors' expectations.
It's exciting times, and I wish you the very best moving forward, Aviv. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
All the best.